Hey there, Amy Parker here from Parker House Designs. And I am sitting down here to do my weekly video for you, and I'm gonna lay it out there. So I kind of had a meltdown on the weekend. I'm a pretty positive person, pretty optimistic. And so the things that have been going on in the world are heavy, and they weigh on us a lot, and I think sometimes it just gets to be too much for all of us. So I want to share with you, not necessarily the meltdown part, because you don't necessarily need to hear that, but what came of that was really great and could be really helpful for you. So kind of putting it out there for everybody today. This is a little different than some of the other videos that we've done so far, but I felt like it was important because it was helping me to shift my mindset. And sometimes that's exactly what we need. So after feeling overwhelmed, after feeling just heavy from everything, I had a couple of interventions, if you will. My family, number one. They always rally and come to each other's aid in times when we may be struggling or when we're having fun, whatever it is. I'm grateful to have them here, but they all were around and listening to my rant about what was going on, and they were great to remind me that, you know, it's what's happening out here in our world today is so crazy that no one can control what's happening, and we have to bring it back to finding the things that we can control. So that was the first reminder that came to me after my meltdown. The second one came from social media, of course. I follow Barbara Corcoran online, and the very next morning I was seeing a video that she had posted. She could have been saying verbatim what I had said the day before and kind of expressed how she was going to move forward, meaning she wanted to stay positive, she wanted to stay busy, and the busier she is, the less these things tend to weigh her down. So I found that really, really helpful. I think the other part of what she noted in her video was just purposely seeking out the things that are good right now, whether it's birds singing in the trees, green grass that we're all excited to see, and just warm weather that I think all of us are getting pretty happy about these days. After I'd seen that, I posted on Facebook and asked my peeps out there in the world to give me some ideas. What were people listening to for podcasts? What were they reading for books? What were things that really made them feel happy and positive? And I have to give a shout out to everyone who responded to me. I am so appreciative and am on track to be checking out everything. I'm so excited. So thank you very much. I think if you're feeling a little bit lost right now and you're in need of something like that, reach out to your connections. I mean, people are so willing to help, and I think all of us really want to help in some way right now, and we're so limited in what we can do. So that's great. So just reach out and ask if you need some help with ideas anyway. So one of the things that came through on that post was someone recommended that I check out a podcast that's done by Rachel Hollis, who I love. The podcast is Rise, but Rachel Hollis is the author of the books Girl, Wash Your Face and Girl, Stop Apologizing, right? I love her stuff. I've read her books. I think she's fantastic, and just, I'm not big into podcasts, so I'm starting to, and I'm excited about that. But I got connected and listened to her most recent podcast earlier this week, and it was podcast 146. I wrote it down here so I could remember how to cast a vision. So her message in her podcast is all about, you know, most people are planning at the end of the previous year to have goals set for themselves for the coming year, right? So any goals that any of us set at the end of 2019 were completely obliterated when everybody ended up with stay-at-home orders. Everything's different. We can't function in the same way we used to. We're all trying to find our ways to shift and change and still be able to do the things that we need to do, whether it's in our work, in our home lives, connecting with family. Like, all of those things are so different in just a short period of time. So what her message was about in the podcast was, how do you set a goal from now out 6 months? Not even the whole year, because things are still in an uneven place. So she challenged everyone listening to choose a goal. What's your goal going to be in the next 6 months? And it could be something so off track from what we usually set goals for. So, sometimes we're doing work goals, sometimes we're doing weight loss goals, but, she said right down to, trying to perfect a certain recipe could be your goal. Keep it attainable, keep it realistic, and give yourself a little room to have that goal and reach it. People are able to move forward so much more with ease, with confidence when you set goals. And I've been doing that for years. I don't know that I could run a business without having goals. And I kind of take a comfort in having them. So I would highly, highly recommend that you check out her podcast on that particular topic. I am still thinking about what my goal is going to be. I'm, doing the work that she recommended, and I will share with you what I end up doing. But I would love it if you guys have goals that you set, even in the short term, shorter than 6 months. Maybe it's, what are you going to do in the next 3 weeks? What are you going to do in the next week? Share your goals down below in the comments, and I'm going to share with you the link to her podcast so that you can see that. The other thing she has going on is a 90-day program that you can sign up for. It's free, just to kind of keep things moving forward for yourself and helping to find different ways to react to what's happening to us, because we can't control what's happening out in the world in all of this chaos. What we can control is how we react and behave within it. So I wholeheartedly believe that, and I think that she's got some great steps to get us moving forward. So I'm a big Rachel fan. Anyway, so that's my recommendation for today, my tip. I'd love to hear from you. Have you had a meltdown too? Are you feeling the same way? And if you want a link to the information that I was given, I'm happy to share that with all of you too. So just let me know. You can private message me, or you can post in the comments below. And I will be back next week with more information that'll be a little more in tune with just focusing on our work and getting ready for when things pick back up again. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you again in a week.